I am Mateusz Hoffman, one of the facilitators of today, together with Dorka Vach, who will step in different parts of the session. And the agenda for today, and I try to move a bit to the side, is we will present you the objectives of this meeting. We'll tell you what happened in the previous episodes of the webinars. We'll conduct a little reality check to understand your local reality in terms of youth participation. And we will invite our first guest speaker to speak about one of the youth participation projects. We'll move on to a bit of interactive exercises and invite our second speaker to talk about one of the experiences of youth participation from one of the European youth capitals in recent years. Finally, we will introduce you a bit more to the Democracy Reloading platform, focusing on youth participation, and we'll provide you with the information on further learning opportunities within the Democracy Reloading project. The objectives of today's meeting is to help you to understand the concept of participation and engaging young people in decision-making processes, to present practical resources and practices from practitioners in the field, to present you the democracy reloading concept and democracy reloading tools that you can use to learn more about youth participation, and to show how can you engage with the democracy reloading project in the future. In previous episode of Democracy Reloading webinar, and some of you might have attended to this webinar, we invited Ole Martin Killow, who's the councillor and coordinator of the city council in the municipality of Kristiansand in Norway, who spoke about their municipality's experience in managing youth participation, creating spaces for youth participation in the city. Today, so we presented you also this competence reference framework that is a fundament of democracy reloading. And as you can see, there are key tasks and competencies at the top. These tasks, simplified in a simpler language, would mean that some tasks are focused on the municipality, some on the youth, some on strategy, and finally some on management. And during the last webinar, we spoke about the competences and tasks of the municipality in the area of youth participation. Today, Today, we will focus more on the tasks of municipality, focusing on young people especially. And without further ado, I am passing the voice to Dorka, who will introduce you to the next exercise.
Thank you very much. Your voice is very, very low. I don't know what is the problem. So during this Mentimeter, please check your connection because some of the participants are chatting about the low voice and I also hear it. So hello, everyone. Nice to see you. I would like to invite you a very, very quick Mentimeter. You can see the QR code, but you can use also the link or the number code in the chat. And if you join this Mentimeter, you will find a very, very simple reality check about your municipality according to youth participation. So I would like to invite you to join this Mentimeter, and I will share my screen, okay, to present you this Mentimeter. So here it is. there are 4 different statements. My municipality is not supporting the idea of engaging young people. So it's when the municipality is not really supporting the concept. The second one is my municipality is fully supporting youth participation. The third one is that my municipality is already involving young people in decision making, but we would like to improve it. And the fourth one is my municipality has a good practice of engaging youth in decision making, and we would like to share it with others. Okay, there are 23 answers now. There is only one good practice of engaging youth in decision making and someone who like to share. There is, I think, a lot where municipality not really supporting the idea of engaging young people. And there are some sort of support and some sort of trying to involve young people in decision making. So we are waiting a couple of seconds to join this Mentimeter and to send your answer. It's now 24 answers, 25. And today you will have the opportunity to speak out your situation if you want to in a next task. But now I pass back the floor to Matt. Maybe your voice is better to introduce our first guest speaker.
Let's see. Can you hear me now? Wait. Is it better?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. Apparently, even if you test something, it can still go sideways. Thank you, Dorka, for this beginning. And I would like to introduce our first speaker of the day, Michał Pietrzak, who's the Vice President of the European Institute of Outsourcing Foundation and the President of Animus Foundation, Education and Training Center, who will speak about one of their projects, Together for Dialogue.
Hello, hello. Yeah, I was very young at that photo and beautiful. Now it's not so much, not so young, not so beautiful anymore, but it's not the point of our discussion today. Huh? So I was asked by my colleagues to present our project, which is called Together for Dialogue. And why it is so? Because within our organization and also partners, we had the aim, as you can see, to increase this level of civic participation, increase the level of the dialogue between young people, between decision makers, also including non-governmental organization. We also wanted to implement some innovative methodologies, tools, and so on. This is a strategic partnership project within Erasmus+. So we put a lot of efforts to make it happen. I hope that everything is visible. We did 3 biggest tasks. We reached 3 biggest results here in this project. And actually, today I will want to focus on the middle one, this online guidebook I wanted to present you a bit more briefly. But before, we decided to develop the whole competence, the whole civic competence framework for the young people. We wanted to check what kind of elements of competences, what kind of knowledge, skills, attitudes young people need to be proficient, active citizens in our community, in our society. After we did this, we also tried to engage them with this whole work, because this is a publication, probably not very accessible for youngsters. But then we prepared assessment, very simple digital assessment, which allows them to check their level of civic competence. And later, coming to this second result, we prepared something which we call nowadays module box, interactive module box. And this module box, I want to share it now. This is the exactly 31 interactive modules. Interactive because you can also see some animated tools. You can see step-by-step introduction how to use them. And that's why this module box should be also accessible not only for great experienced trainers, but for all practitioners who would like to actually implement some workshop with youngsters and so on. You can see now this, this module box. Just in a minute, I will also share the link with you. And here we have, for example, the list of modules. All of them are connected with this framework, which I mentioned before, because the framework is pretty big. It contains from 60 elements. And with these modules, we wanted to tackle some of the elements of the competence. So, for example, one of the modules which we also prepared, it is actually yes. Okay, so I thought that somebody was trying to say something. It is actually 31st module, and this is also the model where we show how to use our self-assessment tool, digital, with young people in the form of simple workshop. We are able to involve youth people. As you can see, age probably 16 plus would be the best. And within 1.5 hours, firstly, in the 15-20 minutes, they can really assess their quality, their capabilities in the field of civic competences. Then we can also direct this discussion further. We can discuss with them what are their strong sides, what are their weaknesses, what they can do already with the competences which they already have. And this is also the way how we can...
Može i to nacionalno. Moramo staviti lokalno stanovništvo, neće da to ne turistička organizacija. Mada turistička organizacija može ovdje ka... samo povučenu liniju, ovako staviti organizacija.
Please mute your microphones. Hello.
Okay.
Lokalne stakeholders.
Dorka, could you grant me the rights of administrator so I can help our participants?
No, I can't, just that.
Ali što ćemo mi da radimo tačno da bi znali
One more time. Yes, now I unmuted myself. I can speak again. So yeah, in the meantime, I went to this self-assessment tool. There is also the link to the self-assessment here. There is also some bigger description of the tool if you need it. There are also some tips. There is also some animation which should help to understand what is our idea behind these tools and so on. As far as I have very, very limited time here, this you can treat it as an appetizer. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave 2 links in the chat. One, it will be to the web page of the project. It is still under construction, but there are already a lot of resources there, and it will be more. Especially you can find there this competence framework, which I was mentioning, so you can understand what I'm talking about. And the second link will be obviously to this interactive module box, which I was presenting. if the host, I mean, also through the web page of the project, you are very welcome to contact me if you would like to know more, or if you would like to, maybe if you are from some municipality and would like to use our tools, I will be very happy also to contact you online, and maybe we can also later promote our project, because this is also important for us, and also gain some other multipliers, I mean you, and basically users of the fundings resources which we developed throughout 2.5 years of the project. So yeah, did I manage to fit in 5 minutes?
If we deduct the disturbance that we had at some point, absolutely. Thank you for this very brief, very concrete presentation of very concrete solutions that we can use right away. They are in the chat, and I'd be happy to explore them and probably reach out to you about that. Thank you for visiting us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Please stay with us if you wish. There will be some interesting things happening right away, and I can start with sharing a little interactive activity with you. Those of you who participated in our previous session already joined a Where Do I Stand exercise. How it will look like. We'll invite you to the Jamboard. That's probably one of the last opportunities to invite you to the Jamboard, because it's getting cancelled. But that's a side note. We invite you to the Jamboard and ask you a question. You can position yourself with a sticky notes closer to the center of this target, if you feel that the sentence is very accurate. If you don't feel like, just put yourself closer to the outside of the target. Here you have a QR code you can scan, and we are sending you a link to the Jamboard. It's already visible in the chat. And in the meantime, I will share with you the Jamboard itself. Oh, exactly. So the first question of our webinar is it's a warm-up question, where you can decide if you agree that the summer should last all year or not. So you create a sticky note and put yourself closer to the center of the target if you feel that you agree with this question, or to the outside if you don't agree with this question. You can't use my board, which is very interesting. And is already fixed. Thank you for pointing that out. If you still cannot use the board, you can use this link and it should work for you. All right. So I wait for literally first answers to this question. Please position yourself closer to the center of the target or to the outside of the target. For example, Lilo is as far as possible, which means that maybe influenced a bit by the temperatures across Europe right now, because I know that it's 35 degrees in Budapest, it's around 25 in Warsaw. Rosanna is rather in the middle. I'm all on board with the summer that lasts all year long. So that might mean that I will move sooner or later to some warmer countries, or I'll just wait for the climate change to come. Let's see. Okay, you are doing perfect. I think Anna is on board with me. Nice to see you there. We will move to the second board. So I am moving. You can go to this screen at the top and change the page to the second question. I hope you can follow with me. So I'm moving to the second board. And the question is, in my reality, young people are ready and able to participate in decision making. And here, if you position yourself somewhere, I might ask you some questions or ask for some comments from the audience to tell us what is your opinion and why your opinion is the way it is. I'll give you some more seconds to position yourselves on the board. All right. I feel that we have the board quite populated right now. Is there anyone who would like to share? I see that the center of the board is pretty empty, which is already a significant sign. But is there anyone who would like to explain or comment on this? Please just unmute yourself and speak.
I feel like there's a
Yep, we hear you then. Sorry.
Yeah. I feel there's a difference in the words people use in politics.
Who is speaking? Can you introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'm Daan from the Netherlands, and I run an Erasmus Plus project for a youth council in my municipality. And I see that there's a difference in the words people use in politics and the words the young people have. And I think that's one of the reality checks in creating youth participation in politics.
Thank you. Can we have some opinion from somebody who is more on the side of the board, so does not agree with this question? Marta, Lilo, Michał maybe, Elisabetta?
Well, I can just share from my perspective that obviously there are situations that the young people are invited to this decision making, but I don't see really them having some real influence there. So basically, it is like unfortunately, sometimes it's like drawing beautiful picture that how the young people can be in the middle of the process, but in reality, usually sometimes it's pretty different.
And do you think it depends on the competences of young people or the environment, their spaces they are invited to?
I mean, it's very, very difficult because it depends on the competences of the young people, competences of the decision makers, officers, environment, and many, many more things. Yeah, I mean, even we can say strategic agendas of the countries where we live. Like in Poland, we don't have any agenda for the citizenship education, for example, from the nationals, like from the state.
All right, thank you. Do we have any other comments on this board, on this question? Because I have a second one for you. Doesn't seem so. So I will move to the last question of this exercise, and please move with me to the board number 3. We did an excellent job before. I have the competences and knowledge to support the empowerment of young people in relation to participation in decision making. So this question is about us as youth workers, us as municipal officers, us as members of adults, members of NGOs, young people who also support other young people. Oh, that's a big spread. I don't know if these are still moving. Oh yeah, they are still moving. But maybe we can start with some comments. Is there anyone who would like to comment on that. I'm very curious about Afi because Afi has the biggest sticky note possible in the center of the target. So if you would like to share Afi, that would be great. If not, maybe anyone else would like to.
Paula also made it big.
Oh, see, but she moved now. She escaped from the target. Okay, Rosanna, maybe you can tell us anything
Yes.
as you are the one
I
close.
yes, I think I can. I'm Rosana from Maia, a municipality in Portugal, near to Oporto. And I think I have competence and knowledge, and I think I have tried in the last years to have knowledge to promote that things in the with the young people, with youth. I think I am a little lonely in my in my job, but I was working to have more people with this character. The word is flying. With competences for helping me to do my job, but the politicians is very, very important in here. And if we don't have people who believe in the same things that we believe, it's very difficult to do. But I think I have some competence and knowledge to support the empowerment of young people.
Thank you. That's a very important thing that you said. That sometimes our own competencies are definitely not enough to succeed because you need your whole team, you need also the environment, you need policies, strategies to be effective and to ensure that. Do you have somebody else who would like to comment? It's a safe space and we are very curious to hear from you. Maybe somebody to the side of the board? So Paula, Lilo, or Thomas, or Urszka? All right, doesn't seem so. I will not keep you in an awkward silence anymore. I think we can return. Thank you for sharing here in this target board. I think we all feel that we have some competencies and we are trying to improve them. Together, we are trying to improve them through participating in such activities as this one. But it's very important to create a good environment for making things happen, for making your participation happen, and to make sure that there is a legitimation, there is a common agreement from the politics perspective at the higher level of power that we want to do, and we want to go this way to ensure the higher youth participation in decision-making processes. And with that, I will close this activity and share my screen once again. To actually invite you to hear from someone who can speak very well about these experiences. Mrs. Agnieszka Parogórna, who's the Director of Youth Policy Bureau of Lublin in Poland. Lublin was a European Youth Capital in 2023. We are super excited to have Agnieszka with us here today. Agnieszka, if you can maybe share a word, and then I'll share a video that we prepared for you.
Thank you for that invitation and that possibility to share with you my experience. Actually, this is what Rosanna says. It's the same in Poland. I mean, we support adult people who work with youngest or youth because it's very important. Rosanna, you are not alone, and it's very important to have that, you know, the network of.
I'm sorry, my camera is turning off alone, and I can't. I will say thank you.
Yeah, and this is very important to support, you know, the adult who work with young people, because this is hard work, you know. This is very exhausted sometimes, really. And so I understand you and I share with my experience. But Mateusz, if you could just prepare my movie, because I would like to show for the start the short walk by my city. Lublin in Poland is on the east-west of Poland, so maybe you understand me more. So there will be a short movie, 2 minutes, and this is the movie prepared by a young boy who just, you know, love the city and prepare the movie. So with the city views in young eyes.
All right, we have the movie ready. Just please give me a sign that it works correctly, okay? Agnieszka, if you can give me a thumbs up once it runs.
Okay.
Let's see.
So this is the Lublin story. I share my presentation. Okay. Can you see it, please? If you give me the sign, is everything is okay?
We can see your presentation.
Okay.
And I invite the participants to ask questions on the chat. We will have space for asking questions and for answering questions at the end of Agnieszka's presentation. I'm handing back to you.
Thank you very much. Please ask if you were curious something. So please ask. Okay, we were at the European Youth Capital 2023, as Mateusz said, That's why we prepare many programs dedicated for the young people. And you must know that we are 400,000 inhabitants in Lublin, but we have 65,000 of students. We have 9 universities, and we have over 9,000 of international students. So, and we have international students from Vietnam, from Zimbabwe, from Ukraine, of course, because we have, I think, after war, Lublin is 100 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. So we can imagine that we have many Ukrainian young people, and we have actually now 70,000 of Ukrainians still live in Lublin and waiting for the war is ending. I can't move my presentation. I don't know why. So maybe I just screen one more time. Sorry for that. Okay, can
If
you
you have, we
Yeah.
can see the presentation, but it's not moving.
Yes, actually, I don't.
If that's a problem, I can share a presentation for you.
Yeah, please. Maybe that will be easier. So we have really multicultural city, and the program and project we created by the European Youth Capital, or since then, we dedicated for the all young people. And young people, I mean, yeah.
Could you just please
Yes,
stop sharing?
I can.
Oh, it's
Yes.
moving. It started
Yes.
moving.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
So the first rule we learn actually, and it took, I think, 3 years. It's that we don't think of anything dedicated for the young people without young people. It's a very simple rule, but believe me, it was really a long time to have that rule in our decision making. So relation with our NGO. Actually, we have many youth NGO, and we involve NGO with our, job, but this is not always so simple. So we have many informal meetings with NGO. For example, we have breakfast with NGO, and then we we have some subjects, and many people just come and listen and have their own idea and give us some advice. What we should do to to be better, to be more friendly city, more open, and it's very, very important. We have commission for dialogue, civic dialogue with youth, and we have a meeting, I think, once a month. So decision makers and few different kind of NGO just meet and have some discussion about a different kind of subjects. We still have that opportunity to have some evaluation or research, because we preparing of the European Youth Capital, we do the research, and we have 3 things after this research. First was the space. Young people need more space. That's why we create 10 spaces dedicated for the young people. I'll tell you about this later. Then the grant, the financial support for the young people idea. But it's very important that this is not only for the formal groups, but this is dedicated for informal groups, because in our city, not many young people is with informal groups. So this is very important for us that we have some signal supported us, but only on individual way. And of course, care for the mental health and well-being in every leadership's programs, or when we have some, we do some meetings and new skill. The young people learn new skills. It's very important to have well-being, how to rest, how to be calm in the hard situations, and so on, so on. So this is very important, the balance between the real job and rest. We do in 1 year over 1,000 events dedicated for the young people. We spent many money, but you can see 10 million zlotys, but it's money, it's city money in different kind of department. If you do some communication between sports department, cultural department, education department, you see there's many common ideas and initiatives. If you connected and you have the connection between the different kind of department or different kind of organization in the city, you see there is a lot of money spent on the small issue, but when you communicate and have networking, you have really a lot of money and budget for the youth initiatives in a different kind of way. And of course, after the the end of the European Youth Capital, because the title is given by only 1 year, we created youth policy and youth policy bureau and youth policy. It's very important because we have as a 4th city in Poland youth policy, but we created the first youth policy bureau to implement the youth policy. It's very important because the youth subject is in the different kind of department, as I said, in sports, in culture, in educational, and it's very important for the young people to have one place when he can came and said, I have idea, what should I do? So we help to communicate young people with city opportunities or city possibilities. So it's very important to encourage young people to do their own ideas. And of course, we learn and involve young people in different kind of projects. But this is very important that we find out young people in schools. So, but we prepare youth organization or young people, individual young people, to go to the schools and have that knowledge about the city possibilities or opportunities for the young people. And this is very important for us that young people tell other young people about that. This is not so, involving or empowering when adults tell about the possibilities, but this is very important that youth organization or young people tell their success story, or just to learn, because not everything should, not everything is so easy, and for the first time is 100% of success. So this is very important to tell young people, let's try, don't give up. Not everything is, perfect, and just try to do your own idea, and we help you in promotion, organization, or financial way. Co-decision making. Well, we have Lublin City Council till 18 years. So you can imagine that was many resolution and petition in the city. But we have actually we create till 2 years student city council. As I said, there's many students, so we have good cooperation with universities. Actually, we have real relation with all universities, but it's very important to have that representative in the city life. Actually, the good practice is to have the representative of the young people from the student council or youth city council in every commission which gives the municipality money. It's very important that for the young people to learn how the decision making are, and to just to read all the proposals or to read all the projects and decide the same as a other decision maker which project should be done in this year or which project is better and why and so on. We don't have every year we don't have enough money for the ideas or all projects, and the commission should choose which one is the best. So that's why it's very important for us is to have that representative and the learn young people how the city works. Actually, it's very important for us to have that young voice in the decision makers. And the other good practice is, of course, called participatory budgets. Municipality gives some amount of money to a school, but the school should have some democratic way decide, about choose the project. So this is very important. This is the democratic way. So the teacher, the pupils or students, and I don't know, someone who is cleaning the school, decision, the same level decide which project should be done in this year at school. And of course, it should be about the involving and participatory and learn how the democratic world works. Actually, we do many meetings informal, so and we have a really good relation with NGO and young people. So it's really now it's after 3 years of really hard job. It's really good works for us. We have many spaces for the young people, but we just create the one center support when we supported mental health of young people. And it's very important that we think that being active is the way that you can have some mental health. And if you are active, you don't have some depression or you don't have some lonely feeling. So we have some system to support young people to be inactive, and we feel that it works to be more happy and more engaged in the city. We have some programs dedicated for the young people. For example, City Academy. This is about civic education, and we prepare some lessons for the teachers and for the schools to teach how city works. Actually, the simplest good practice is take one class or a few groups of young people to walk through the city and telling them about the rules, telling them about how city council works, telling them that the town hall, the president ideas and so on. So this is very important to take young people from the schools through the city and telling them how city is functional. We have brilliant micrograms programs. It's called City Youth Activator. This is very this is program which I'm proud of, really, that allows informal young groups to implement the ideas. And in this year, this is the third time actually, 98% of the participants is the new one. So it's very important for us. This is new persons who want to be active. Not only the same as a previous year. And I have a few examples for you, the ideas. This is, for example, Youth Neighborhood Integration Zone. This is Deaf City, so workshops for the deaf people about the first aid or social etiquette and different kind of issues. I'm Enough. This is the program for the women workshops and photo session. Eco Power is cleaning the housing estate and then creating works from the waste and trash. This is Circus Thanks. This is because Lublin is the informal capital of new cycles. Mateusz, 2 minutes? Really? Oh, okay. And this is very important that the formal, the form for that microgrants maybe be in audio or maybe maybe in movie forms. This is not only writing on a paper. And volunteering. Volunteering is something like that we want to develop. We have standards of the volunteering. We have the app in which we match the organization and the young people who want to be a volunteer. And we have a system of meetings and workshops for the young people who want to start to be a volunteer. This is very important for us, Entrepreneurial Lublin. We have for example, project for the youth from the high school who promote on the social media for the company's products. And we learn how business should be, for the young people. And this is very practical skills for the young people. Our youth spaces. This is something because we have as Lublin the network of youth spaces. It means that city supports a youth organization to co-create that youth spaces. This is natural for them in their spaces, but this is what we care that we communicate them and support them and give them the skills for the crisis, or not only just, the skills to be the leader, but the support in the mental health and well-being and resting and so on. And to the end, the youth policy. We have the youth policy when we have the rules how to support young people, but we have the system how to support the adult who work with young people. So what Rosanna said, that we have some system supporting the adults. International cooperation. I love cooperate and give and take the good practices, good or bad. This is the best. I think that we share the bad practices too. And thank you very much. Sorry for the, I know after time. But
No, thank you, Agnieszka. I think it was brutal from our side to ask you to present such a loaded program in such a short time. Laszlo.
Yeah, first of all, Agnieszka, congratulations. I mean, it's an immense work, and I'm sure it must have been done for a long time. As we are focusing now on the youth participation in decision making, the most interesting part where we could potentially go a bit deeper is how do you find the young people who are, for example, taking part in the youth council? I mean, the student council, I think, is easier to understand because there are all these schools, so probably with the cooperation, it's not so difficult. And of course, a lot of universities, you have a lot of well-educated young people who can easily participate in these kind of complex and sometimes with very high competencies. But how do you involve young people that are less elite, like less well-educated, less informed, or less able to participate? Do you have some specific measures or special attention towards these youth groups?
I'm pretty sure that the leaflets, posts, I mean, social media, it doesn't enough. So our experience is that we do a lot of meetings in schools, and we don't send to the school old people, but the young people who just tell their success story or just the way to do more. And the second one is our youth spaces, because this is the spaces when you can rest. This is the spaces when you can do nothing. But sometimes you just go and have a tea or coffee because it's for free, and just sit and do nothing, or play PlayStation, or read a book, or do nothing. But we just tell you about the possibilities, and our coordinators of our youth organization tell you about your possibilities, or just have a workshops or some meeting because they prepare some project, and we ask young people, maybe you help, or maybe you do something, or what you do on Saturday evening, because we do something, and so on. So this is the small steps just to do something. And if you like it, you just join to the group, and then this is the way to be active.
Agnieszka, how many youth workers are working in these youth spaces altogether?
Actually, we have 2 financial by the city, but there's rest financing by the youth organization, because the city gives the money for the 2 years for that youth spaces, for the administration costs, and to youth workers. So it's very important that they don't have to think about that costs. They just do acting, I think.
It's also the youth organizations who have some youth workers.
Yes, this is our system, Yes.
Can also use the spaces.
Yes. And it's very important that the youth spaces are for free for everyone. So if you are individual or informal group, you just need to sign that on Friday afternoon, I want for 2 hours have that space for my issue, and you have that space for free.
I see. So the space is available for the youth organizations.
Yes, you can imagine that this is only for the young people. I mean, but this is very important. But the young people are 12 and 25 or 18, and it's very important for us. That means your diversity environment, and you should be open for that people too, older or younger. So this is very important to matching and networking different kind of people.
But you keep it under 30, I assume.
Yes.
like to make
Yeah,
sure.
but if you have 32 and you work with young people,
Of course,
this
yeah.
is normally that you just okay.
Yeah. And how many people work for the youth policy unit, your team?
Actually, I have 6 people in my bureau, but I have in every department for one person to communicate, and we have meeting in once a month to have that knowledge and information. So this is very important. In our city is very good communicate. After the being of the European Youth Capital, that was my team for doing the European Youth Capital, and now I have my team to do the implemented or youth policy.
Yes, it's fantastic achievement to have such a team.
Yes, and they are very active on the middle level. I mean, this is some, specialist in that different kind of department. And one more now
Also, you have a contact person in the sports department, in the education department.
Yes, of course. Yes, this is very important.
Planning department, or I don't know.
Yeah. This is the most important. I think this is for me the huge impact of the being of the European Youth Capital, that we are connected and we have networking of the active youth worker actually. So for when I suggest the mapping through the city, what offer you have for the young people, research and listen young people, and it's easier to ask than think of what's it's for the dedicated for the young people, and engage and support youth organization. I think this is the most important things you should have to start build your relation with youth and youth organizations.
Thank you,
Agnieszka. Maybe just a quick question, one question that appeared on the chat. In this program, did you have any programs or approach to address young people with fewer opportunities? For example, young people with health impairments.
Well, we have program and project 4. So if you think you can do something with city, you just do it. I don't. I just give the support, different kind of support, organization, financial or promotional. I don't decided what you should do and how. So yeah.
I see a hand raised by somebody.
I have a question. How do we apply?
Introduce yourself briefly.
Hello, my name is Ashim. I'm outside of Europe. So, can participants outside of Europe apply or no?
I don't think I understand the question.
Basically, I am asking if participants outside of Europe can apply.
For being the European Youth Capital?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because the Izmir from Turkey try and I think, yeah, I think so. But you should try to read the contest competition and so on. But I think there is more than European Union countries. I'm pretty sure about that.
It's the Youth Capital is for members of the Council of Europe, I think, and
I think it's because this is the the European Youth Forum gives the title. So I suggest you to contact with. If you write to me, I give you the direct contact for the person who is responsible for the European Youth Capitals. So.
Thank you, Agnieszka. Thank you, Laszlo, for these wonderful inputs. If you can maybe close your presentation.
Yes.
So we can see each other better. Perfect. So it was wonderful to host you here. I'm sorry that we don't have more time for questions, because it would be best to keep you here and flood with questions and learn from your experience in Lublin. But now I will pass the voice to Dorka, who will take us to the journey to the Democracy Reloading Toolkit and Democracy Reloading project.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. So, yes, I have a very nice but very hard task to introduce the Democracy Reloading platform, designed to empower youth participation in decision-making processes. And with this sort of presentation, we will explore not just the website features and opportunities, but I want to show you a holistic picture about the Democracy Reloading concept. So you can find this platform on democracyreloading.eu. You have to register, and after a very short and fast registration, you can connect to the website. As you see, I have my own registration, so I just have to log in. After a quick login, you will reach all the features of the platform. Today, I want to show you 3 different features, which are the most important to using and knowing Democracy Reloading. The first one will be the reference framework that you have heard before from Mateusz, which provides you a comprehensive overview of key aspects of youth participation categorized into different dimensions. The second one will be the self-assessment tool. You see it here as Assess Yourself, which allows you as an individual to evaluate your practices against the reference framework and then identifying areas to improvement. And the third one is the so-called toolkit, which offers you practical resources, tools, and strategies to enhance youth participation in various settings. So the core of this platform and the core of Democracy Reloading is the reference framework. You can find it here. I know it seems a bit complicated for the first time, but if you see a bit deeper, it's not. Some important numbers from this reference framework is 4, 6, 24, and 10. Let's see what these numbers are. You can find 4 key tasks, as Mateusz showed before. Municipality, young people, strategies, and managements. These are the column of the reference framework. You will find these expressions in the toolkit and the self-assessment tool as well. The first column is the municipality, which focuses on the fundamental principles and values underlying youth participation, such as equality, diversity, and human rights. The second column, our focus theme today, is youth, young people. Here you can explore specific practices and approaches to promote effective youth participation and empowerment and collaboration. The third column is strategy, which outlines the desired outcomes of youth participation, aiming for positive impacts for individuals, communities, and the society. And the fourth is management, where you can find sources on how to manage youth participation in decision-making and how to evaluate. So let's check a bit better our column, our focus theme, empowering young people and their organization and communities to participate in municipal decision-making. So the second number is the 6, because you can see 6 competence elements. So the 24 is obvious. Altogether, from the 4 key tasks and the 6 competence elements, it's 24. So you can see 2 values and attitudes, 2 from knowledge and 2 from skills. And these competence elements are very important to you as a professional or to your team to make more effective work on engaging young people in municipal decision making. You can reach this reference framework in 10 different EU languages. So this is the last number, the 10. After login, you can choose language in the right corner of the platform, and you can see now in the 10 different EU language. So you can use it with some people who doesn't speak English very well. So let's see some features of the platform because time is running. So the first one I want to show you is the self-assessment tool. This tool is for individual use, but not necessary. If you want, you can make this process with your colleagues. What are the steps of the usage? The first step is to follow the areas you see here in this sort of timeline. The first one is the key task in general, and then you can find the 4 columns with the 6 competence elements. Here you have to respond to the series of questions related to your organization practices or policies. And as you see, you can, not here, sorry. But from the second one, so from the exact key task, you can switch off the question, the competence element, if you feel like it's not relevant in your work. The second step is find relevant stakeholders of the specific area. So you can name your manager, your boss, your colleague, young people you are in contact with, any relevant stakeholders in the context of specific competence. And the third step is you after the end of this process, you receive a customized report highlighting your strengths and areas of improvement. Now, because of time, I cannot show you, but I really encouraging you to check these questions and use this self-assessment tool because it will be a very nice outcome from the report. The second very important feature which I wanted to show you is the toolkit itself. The toolkit, you can also use it in 10 different languages. In the left side of the platform, you can see the 4 big key tasks under some icons. First one is municipality. The second one is the young people. This is our focus team, so let's see what's in there. So as you see, you can find the 6 competence element from this key task. And you can acquire a new skill if you push the button. Let's see this one. I am ready to involve young people with special needs and fewer opportunities. So what you can find under one competence element, you can find the theory for understanding the competence itself. This will help you to understand why this competence element important and how can the European laws regulate it. Then you can find practices which showcase real-world examples of successful youth participation projects, offering some insights and inspiration. As you see here, iVote project from 2019, Project Human Rights, Social Rights, Live Your Neighborhood from 2013. And then you can get an exercise and some tips on how to improve this part. It will offer supporting materials, legislation, academic research, pre-designed documents and tools such as service agreements and action plans. So there is a bunch of resources. This tool is not really for individual use. We more suggest to use it as a professional team because all the 24 competence element in a highest level is not really having only one person. So it works much, much better if you use this tool with your colleagues, with your team office. With your office team, yeah, sorry. So if we a bit deep dive into our specific focus team, and if you remember Mihal's and Agnieszka's presentation, you can easily connect to the specific areas of the successful youth participation. So we are here at the second column. First aspect is, if youth participation is working in your country, you can find youth-led initiatives which empowering young people to take ownership of their projects. You can find a lot of resource in the toolkit for this kind of projects. Agnieszka show us the mood video with the young guys. She tells us about our mantra, nothing about you without you. It's very important in youth participation. They have a commission of dialogue with youth. They are working with co-decision making processes, and they have youth and student city council and participatory budget to schools. These very good practices are all very good examples for youth participation and youth-led initiatives. The second aspect is inclusive participation, ensuring that diverse perspectives and voices are represented and valued. Agnieszka tells us about the research where they want to know about the opinion of young people, and they have a youth support center and meeting in schools and youth spaces. So they try to find all the youth people in the town. And the third thing, which is very important, are capacity building, providing trainings and support to equip young people with the skills and knowledge needed for the effective participation. Michal mentioned the lack of citizenship education in Poland, but it is very important to improve the capability of young people to engage and to involve into municipal decision making. So the conclusion is that Democracy Reloading platform provides variable tools and resources to foster a meaningful youth participation by utilizing the self-assessment tool, the toolkit, and the reference framework also. And organization can enhance their practices and empowering youth participation, empower young people to be active citizens. So if you have any questions about the whole platform, just put it into the chat. And now I pass the floor to László to tell some things about the further learning opportunities.
Thank you very much, Dorka. It was a very, very nice conclusion, and also it was very nice to hear some conclusions regarding how it was reflected in Agnieszka's presentation. I think if I turn to Agnieszka to see your team, how big and how many people are making this alive, I think it is clear that it's not a one-man show. So you need people with the diverse competencies, but at the same time, the team should be somehow still on the same page and have a similar understanding in terms of attitude to young people, which is the attitude to the whole idea of youth participation and respecting youth, respecting their voice, respecting their ideas. Also having the necessary knowledge about young people, and you mentioned the research. I think young people are the best, let's say, masters of their own life. So we have to ask them what they want and how they want it. And I think this was very well reflected in the Lublin's reality and the Lublin's youth policy practice. And last but not least, the skills, the necessary skills are also needed. How to empower young people. And you mentioned this training, the Academy of Citizenship, if I remember. I think these are all elements without which successful youth participation is not possible. So the project Democracy Loading, very briefly, because it's at the moment only 20 countries. However, in this webinar context, we are not selecting only participants from these 20 countries because we would like to share this possibility and knowledge with other people also in Europe. So this is why also some of you are not from these 20 countries and here. The project is open, so other countries can also join, especially countries that are member of the Erasmus Plus youth program. We have activities. You see the website. We are working on a second version of the website, which will be launched in the beginning of next year. It will be even more interactive. It will be in a way also simplified, and it will be also even more user-friendly, meaning it will be more gamified and more interesting and more colorful and more up-to-date towards the recent development of online learning and online information sharing. We have 4 webinars this year, 1 webinar for each of the 4 key competencies. So we had one already on how to create a supportive environment inside the municipality. This one is how to engage, empower, and maintain young people in municipal decision-making. And we will have 2 more, one on strategy and structure, which will be on the 27th of September. We hope that we can welcome some of you there. If you are able to join, then join all the 4 webinars, because all the 4 webinars are different aspects of municipal youth participation in decision-making. And the last one will be the change you want to see, is how to manage this very complex multi-stakeholder group on the local level.